Welcome back to a new episode of the 30 by 30 series. Today's episode 27, and today we're gonna do a minimalist title using this little circle thingy, and it's pretty simple, and I would say it falls into the minimalist category. So let's just get started right away, because nobody likes when somebody talks too much at the beginning of the video. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do is create a background and connect it to our media out and change the color because it's easier to work with that way. Then the first thing that we need to create is we need to draw our circle that we're gonna animate later on. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna create a mask, an ellipse. Is it ellipse or ellipse? I don't remember. There, that size. And then we're gonna make it take the solid out, and we're gonna make it, yeah, that seems fine, I would say. Okay, then the next step is we're gonna create a mask paint. We're gonna connect these to these ellipse. I can say it now, and we're gonna multiply it. We're not gonna see it now because this mask paint needs to show what the thing has in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna invert it, and then we're just gonna draw a line around this like that. Let's just make the whole thing, and then we can fix that last one. We're gonna make sure that everything it's covering all the black parts in it. There, if you hold Control when you're grabbing one of the sides, it allows you to just move one of them. Okay, and then we're gonna put it back to where it was. So now when we go here and animate this with the right on, it's gonna take it, it's gonna like draw it in and out. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna create a keyframe for that. And we're gonna make it draw from, let's see where the middle is, and then align it to make it try to be sort of like centered. So for that, we can go to guides and show the guides, and then we can align the angle of the starting point with that. That looks about right. So we're gonna go to frame 5 and create a keyframe. Then we're gonna go to frame 20, and we're gonna complete it. And then we're also gonna add a transform node to this. So we're gonna copy all of these, and we're gonna try to create a new merger there. So we're gonna grab these transform, and we're gonna make the size a little bit smaller. Like that. And then we're also going to go to our mask paint. We press Ctrl and drag and select around so we can see the circle again. And we're gonna move these to the other side. So it's gonna do that basically. And also we can fix the angle of these. And what I actually had done was I move it all the way up, so this one starts from the top. Let's see, let's go a little bit closer. There, that looks about right. And then they both are gonna end at the same time still. Another thing that I had was I added a rotation on the transform node. So for that, I am gonna go to the frame 5. And I'm gonna create a 0, and then go to frame 20 and move it all the way to 360. And do the same for the other one, but we're gonna go to minus 360 and see how that looks. Yeah, so it adds that little trippy effect. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to not be rotating it the way it's supposed to. So let's see what the problem with that is. So if we put these to 360 also, let's see what happens. Yeah, I like that better. It has a little bit a more interesting effect. Okay, and once that happens, we're gonna leave a couple of frames, and we're gonna go. Let's go to frame 24, and we're gonna create a size keyframe for both of them. And we're gonna go 5 frames forward for the bigger. We're gonna make it bigger, and then we're gonna go 1 frame, and then we're gonna adjust the size of this smaller circle and make it a little bit bigger also. And then we're gonna make them both go back to where they were, to the size that they were before. So this one was at 1, so we're gonna go to 1. And then this other circle was at 0.906. And then it's gonna add that little sort of like a jumpy effect. And what I did was I wanted the text to appear when they were up. So right here is when the maximum height, I guess you could say, appears. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna create our text node using this keyframe in mind, with that keyframe in mind. So we're gonna create a text node and connect it to this circle, to the smaller circle, and you'll see why we're doing that in a little bit. So we're gonna write, let's just write main title. Let's write SUALVI, just as a reminder of who the creator was. All right, and then we're gonna change these. Let's see. Yeah, let's use the regular open sans. There. And then what I did was I went 1 frame behind, and I created a keyframe for the size like that. So this is when we want the text to appear, and we want it to be, and then we want it to end here. So here we're gonna create a new keyframe, resizing the right way where we want it to be. And here we're gonna make it a little bit bigger, but make sure not go over the circle. And then this one, it's gonna be 0. So it's sort of like that. It's sort of making it seem like a drum hit sort of thing, and that's what makes the text just boom, like show up there. You see? And then that's pretty much it. But the last thing that we need to do is we're gonna create a transform on this merge. Oh, that became a little bit crazy. What happened there? Let's move these around a little bit more. We're gonna add a transform node here because that's what we're gonna use to make it go out. So on this transform node, we're gonna create a size and an angle keyframe. We're also gonna go to this transform, and we're gonna create a size keyframe. So for this one, we're gonna go 10 frames, I'm sorry. We're gonna make it all the way small, but first we're gonna make it slide to 360. Let's write 360, and then the size is gonna be 0. And then this one, we're gonna make it go out of the screen. So we're also gonna go to the Spline tool, and we can select everything. And when we have everything selected, we press F, and we make it a little bit smooth. We can also play with the ease in and out also a little bit. Just play around with it and see what you like. And then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all of it. It basically just makes a circle, it pops up, and the title appears. And then the smaller circle goes out with the title, and then the bigger circle just expands away from the screen. So let me just go ahead and change the background to black and alpha it out. So then we can take these to our timeline and put it on top of our footage. So this one was the first one that we did. That one. And then this is the next one. And as always, if you like this video, give it a like. That's pretty much it. The title is pretty simple and it shouldn't take a long time for you to be able to make it, maybe less than 10 minutes even. But then if you want to add more details like sort of like echo effects or duplicates, you can play around with it. And yeah, so let me know if you like this one and comment whatever you want. And also don't forget to subscribe if you like this series and you want to watch more content like this. And as always, I hope to see you tomorrow in the next episode of the 30 by 30 series here in SUALVI.